Hi, I'm Tomas, and this is a video tutorial of how to set up your own 3D portfolio using the 3D portfolio template that I created with React and React Refiber. So this is how it looks. So we have uh, a different set of screens. First of all, we have an information screen, which just displays text, an image section screen, for example, that displays images and they're also interactable. You can click on them. For example, Optic ID. Inside we have an iframe, which displays that specific web page or whatever web page that you would like to add. We have another image screen displaying the skills. This is another image screen, actually, but this one displays my CV. As you can see, when you press on it, you go directly to my resume. Another image screen, but this one displays other projects. If you click on them, it takes you to the project website. Same thing, but with my social media accounts. And at the end, we have my profile picture. Okay, so let's get started. The way I built it was pretty simple. So first thing you want to do is to head to the Tomas Gonzalez 3D portfolio GitHub repository, and I will leave the link in the description. So very straightforward. First thing you want to do is to start the repository. It's very important. Just kidding. But yeah, the first thing you want to do is to fork the repository, save it. Oh god. So my repository already exists. I have to change the name. You probably won't have to do this. And now, oh no. I cannot refork my own repository. I didn't knew this. So you'll just fork the repository and then you will go to your forked version of the repository. I cannot fork it again because I already have it. But yeah, you just go to the fork version of the repository. Okay, so after you fork the repository, you'll want to come here into code and then copy this HTTPS link and then go into your terminal and write something like this, git clone. So you want to clone the repository. So I already have it. Yours will just get created and then you will want to do cd and then go into your portfolio directory. So now we're here. And then if you'll want to open this with any editor you want, I'll use VS Code. So in this case, come here to VS Code and let's close all of the tabs. So next thing you will want to do is to install all the dependencies. In order to do this, you will have to you use yarn first. If you don't have yarn, you should install yarn. I recommend it. You can also use npm, but I'm using yarn. So you want to write yarn in order to install all the dependencies. Then you can write yarn start in order to run the development server. And here we have in the development server running. So now every change that you make into the file configs will be displayed here. Okay, now it is time for the fun part, and we're going to edit the information inside of the portfolio. So we have the config file, and everything that you will like to change, like, will be here in the config files and also inside of pages data. So I just created pages data and spread the information of each page into that file because it was just getting too big here. But yeah, you'll probably won't need to modify anything else besides configs and pages data. So we have several configs here. The first one is the title. Here you can set up the title screen name. For example, you can put YouTube test, and this will procedurally generate a new 3D text for the title screen. You can also change the font. So the font is actually saved in the assets directory in fonts in this format. It's just a regular JSON. I might leave some instructions later, but I'm not gonna go that far ahead in this video. And also you can change the subtitle. So as you can see, it displays a new subtitle, YouTube test, hello world. So that's the beginning of change your new portfolio. You can also change the title of the nav bar here. As you can see, now we have hello YouTube. And now let's configure some more stuff. So in order to change the information of each page, there is this object here called pages. This will be the main object that you will be changing. So it is an array, and each of the indexes of the array contains the information of each of the pages, each of the faces of the cube. So there are in total 6 pages because there are 6 faces. So yeah, we have a different set of bodies that you can add into each page. So for example, this is a body, infos. You can add your information here in the format of an array. So every item in the array will be a new line. In this case, this is how it displays. This is the first line, second line, third line, the fourth line. This is all the information. You can just change this, and also you can add a footer if you want. All the pages supports a footer element. So if I, for example, add this, you will get the footer here. And in this case, as you can see, it is clashing with the info body. So what we can do is the things that I want to add. In this case, we cannot change the size of infos. I will probably add that as a setting later. So in this case, if you want to have the footer, you will have to limit your information, but I will fix that later. But for example, for the image, you can actually change more configurations about the sizes of the images and the padding and things like that. You can also change the size of the pages just modifying this value over here called scale. So this will change the size of the page. Be careful when you do it and make sure that it makes sense to do so, and it doesn't like defies the boundaries of the cube. So yeah, that's the info container. Now I'm gonna show you. Also, you have the display at. I don't recommend to modify this, but this is basically the position on the cube. In this case, if we press here, we get the about option, and that's what it is. It's a position where the about screen is placed on. You can also modify the name of this by coming to page data, and we have it in this array with stops. So these are the stops. Basically, this represents all the important places where the camera should stop at any moment. I don't recommend you modify these values. They were made, like, they were found using like trial and error. If you want, you can modify them, but it's very inconsistent the way it works. But yeah, if you want to modify the name, you should do it here. Modify it about here and then modify it here. I should actually create some variables so this can be modified easier, but I will do that sooner or later. Anyways, you will have to modify this and also modify it here in the display that, and that will change the name inside of the navigator. Okay. What else? So the image screen. So basically, this is the only info screen that I have in my resume. You can add as many as you like. But after that one, all of the others are just image lists. As you can see, they behave differently. Some of them are URLs, some of them display an iframe. And for example, this screen displays an iframe. So this is the second screen, and actually this is the image list. This is the body of the page, and it is defined here in the pages data. So as you can see, this is an object, not an array, and it contains an array of items. The items are the images inside of the page. So you can add an URL for the images. These images are hosted inside of the public directory, and they are actually not like they are public files inside of this project. So if you want to add a new image like this one, optic logo, you can come here to websites preview. You can add a new image and then just write the path here. In this case, website preview and then optic logo, and that will change the image. And then this down here, the website URL, will change the link that is displayed when you click on the image. So in order to make it either an iframe or like this one, or to make it an URL that opens in your browser like this one, you will want to modify this setting called web viewer. If you do not add this setting, then it will display as a new tab in the browser. Like it will take the user into the new browser and it's going to display the URL there. But if you add it and you add these settings, it will display it as an iframe, but you will have to set the position. In this case, every time it displays as an iframe, the camera will get inside of the cube. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Every time it's displayed as an iframe, the camera what did I do? Okay. It will display as an iframe, but in this case, for example, it's displaying on the opposite end of the cube. And in order to accomplish that, you will have to define the position here. So if I change this into 10, you can see this place smaller. It's actually further away. So this changes the position of where it is displayed. So depending on which phase you're placing it in, you'll want to modify this value so it is viewable. And also you can define the height and the width of the web page. In this case, like it is just standard HD. You can add a bigger width or height. This like represents the size of the screen basically. The higher it is, the less efficient it will be. Like it will lag more. It's just like when you're rendering a higher quality video, it requires more computing power. Anyways, I really like this idea, and also this, if you run it on a mobile phone, the camera will move with the gyroscope. Here you can move it with the mouse click. But yeah, anyways, that's basically it. Like super simple. You can add all the information just like following that pattern, and then like for the images, you can define the amount of rows that you would like to have. For example, if I add 3 rows, uh, you will get now in 3 rows. You'll have to uh, move the top padding. So basically, this will modify how it is shown. The higher the number, the more the closer it will be to the top. So yeah, it's just a matter of like playing around with it for now. And yeah, so the other pages are just like, you just have to play around and you will get all the other combinations. For example, the skills page, it is skills page is here, skill lists. So it's just a bunch of images. They don't have URLs. So as you can see, if you press them, they do nothing because the URLs are null. And yes, I added 4 rows, and then I added a separation of 2.4. So this is just how separated they are as columns, right? Like I don't know why I did it this way, but the smaller the number, the more separated they are. We got the left padding, we got the top padding, we got the scale. So this scale is for each individual item. In this case, if I make it bigger, all the images will become bigger. And then we have the items with the logo, same thing. And then we got the CV, for example, it's the same thing. The only difference is that this has only one image. It's actually here in the configs file. And here we got the CV, we got the image list with items array with just one item. It's the CV. It has my Google Docs CV as an URL, and it doesn't have the web viewer property, so it just displays as a new tab. Same thing with the personal projects pages. So yeah, that's it. That's actually it. All the pages work the same way. And if, for example, you want to add your own HTML page with the information about a specific job, you can actually, for example, at Context Matter. So here what I did is I referenced to my previous portfolio, which had this, but you can actually just create a new index page, index file here in public. You could do something like a new file, website, and then just create something like my thing.html, and just do something really quickly. Which one? So I haven't tried this before, but this is totally valid. Like I could just add the URL for website, and then mythings.html, and it should be displayed. This is the first time I tried this. So optic ID, hey, there it is. So yeah, you can just add some HTML and like some information about yourself, and that will get displayed. All right, and then like for your profile picture, you may add that inside of the config file. It is, I don't know what it is. I think I haven't added that setting. I will add it later, but there will be a setting here, which is like profile. Oh well, maybe I won't add it. Okay, so if you want to change that, you will just come here into assets. Assets, no wait. Into public, picture, profile picture, and you just add a new picture called profile picture, and that will be displayed as your profile picture. Now, like the other fun parts, to change the aesthetic of the web page. So all the colors are set here in theme. You can change the colors to, for example, purple. I really like this one. Purple, and this will change the primary colors to purple. You can change dark to yellow, for example, and this will change something. I don't know exactly what, but it will change it. Maybe this one to red, which is light color, so this changes everything that was cyan color. It will change to red. You can change the cube colors. This is actually in RGB, but you have to put it in this format. So it is all in base of 1. Like, for example, green, if you wanted to have like, well, will be in RGB, like 0.5 here. And that will be that. You can also change this, for example, to 0. And that will be just green, so the color just change. Can also change the face of the cube with this value. This is the cube emission, and this is the cube face, so now it is red. And yeah, you can have fun around playing with that. Another thing is that you can change the stars with any image that you'd like. For example, in this case, let's change it to the 3 logo, and now all the stars are just 3 logos, like the 3JS logo. And yeah, you can also like change the luminance of the stars. So you can see it should look brighter. And you can change the sizes. So this is actually the max size. It is randomized, so, but you can like make some of them really big. I do not recommend this because it might. This is one book that I have to fix, but at some point it might, like, stars might appear in front of the faces, preventing the user from actually seeing what is in there. As I said, there are many things that are going to be fixed in the future. If you do not add an URL, the stars are not actually images. It is actually a geometry. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to show, is the density of the stars can be changed, so it will have more stars or less stars, depending on the value that you place. So now we have more stars, and they're really big because I changed the max size, and they are also very emissive. This is really like this is very funny, but as I said, this will affect performance. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to deploy your website. So after you're done configuring it and adding all the features, it will be really straightforward to uh, build and deploy your website into GitHub pages. So I actually pre-configured this, and it will work for anyone. So basically, you just have to come into your project directory and the fork of the project, right? And you go to settings, then you go to pages, and you have to change the branch. It will be initially set into the main branch, and you have to move it into GitHub pages. I think maybe this setting also forks when you fork the repo. I don't think so, but yeah, you have to create a GitHub pages branch, and then you will have to change into this branch. So after that, it will be a matter of just so here are the instructions. It will be a matter of just like coming into the project from the terminal and writing yarn deploy, and that should work. That should actually deploy your project into GitHub pages. So your project will be available in this URL. In this case, there's a comma. The comma is wrong here. It will be available here inside of your username, GitHub.io, and then the repo name. In this case, the default name will be 3D portfolio. So if I come here into Tomas Gonzalez, GitHub.io / 3D portfolio, that should show me my portfolio. Bear in mind that it might take a while to update. So if you just deployed, wait a few minutes until the portfolio is available in the GitHub pages servers. Anyways, I think that's it. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'm really happy to help, and if you have any ideas and you'd like to implement them, I'm taking pull requests. And also send me any resume that you end up building with this, any portfolio. Okay, have a nice one.